So I might have not have recorded at all when I got there. Like at all, zero footage for me. In my defense, I was helping X as much as I could. I was either getting him tools or getting his extra set of hands. I am thankful though, because his uncle did record some stuff when we left one night, and that helps tremendously with continuing this video. From here on further, it's going to be the old engine out, transferring parts to the new engine, and putting the new engine in the...
They are moving right along. So I've got to say that they're kicking ass, and good job. I am more surprised that they listened to everything that I have guided them with and actually took it upon themselves to get this job done. So hopefully this mess in my driveway will be a properly running and driving vehicle again in the next week or so, if that long. So again, good job, guys. Proud of y'all. Y'all stepped up and took it on and are getting it done. So a week ago, my nephew decided that he wanted to take on a project. That project was he wanted to fix his 2003 Chevrolet Trailblazer. Before he left for the military, it had an issue where the motor started knocking at the lower end, and it had a god-awful noise coming from it. So, after some investigation, it was determined that the motor needed to be replaced. Well, I gave him a deadline of 2 weeks with the hopes that he wouldn't actually take this project on, because I knew it was going to be a lot involved. It was going to be very labor intensive, and realistically we only had one place to do it, and that was in my driveway. So skip forward to him coming back home from military after being medically discharged. He got with his friends, he got with his brother, who was partially the cause of the motor blowing and having the issues. So he got with all of them, got with me, and decided that last week on the 20-something of July, he was going to take this project on. So within a day after starting, him and his buddies had the motor out. I gave him some advice, gave him some guidance, really didn't get hands-on, didn't want to be the one to do the job for him. I wanted to pass the trait on to the younger generation, because let's be real, now all this world has is a bunch of part slingers. They don't have actual mechanics that diagnose stuff, or if they do, it's very few shops, and they're getting older, and they don't have anybody to pass it on to, because these younger generations want to use their computers and want to hook up their scan tools and pretty much just become part slingers. I call them part slingers because all they do is they listen to what the computer tells them, they put a new part in and hope that fixes it. If that doesn't, they fix another part, and then they fix another part. And realistically, all it was a broken wire or something stupid that usually causes it, but because they don't know how to diagnose it, they never fix it. So I'm going to change the camera around here in a minute, and I'm going to show you some progress and some things that my nephew and some of his friends have actually done. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you if I can figure that out. Okay, so I couldn't turn the camera around, so this is part 2. This is the truck sitting in the driveway. As you see, there's no motor. All the wiring harnesses, all that transmission, all of that's out. And that's because it is currently right there. That's the old motor. The lower end of this motor took a crap. making the god awful clank, 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 clank noise, whatever. Anyway, well, once you get this motor out, you have to then take this off. That is the four-wheel drive differential. The big piece on the bottom right here is the driver's side. This little piece up here is the passenger side. There's the transfer case. And there's the new motor. We're actually going to put his coil packs in there, but it's already got the transmission married to it, mounted up. We're going to put new coil packs in it. We're going to put his water pump because we knew it was good. So we're going to take that water pump right there off and put the new one on. And that's the spare flywheel or flex plate, whichever you want to call it. Some mechanics call it one, some call it the other. Starter's back in, torque converter bolts are done. Got a couple extra pulleys. I sent them to the parts store because this motor mount right here has taken a crap. So I'm going to make him replace that while the motor's out versus trying to fight it when the motor's back in. Extra fuel rail. Took off the headers because why not have a spare? Never know when you might need it. So within a week, because he started last Saturday, there's all the exhaust torque, or excuse me, all the suspension broke down and tore apart so he could get the front axles out. But within a week, seeing he started last Saturday, it's actually going back together and looks like it's going to be hopefully done back in this week, but next week at the latest. So he is definitely shooting for that 2-week timeline that was only because I hoped he wouldn't do the job. Well, he took it on. His friends came through. Again, shout out to Ashton, Soterios, Jaden, Ella, Cheyenne, and Emily for sticking it out and being right there with him, help him out.